Today we talk meat with Danny Catullo. Hey everybody, Dennis Schroeder, founder of DOYO Live Digital Marketing Interactive Design Conference. This is the DOYO Live Marketing Show. We are coming to you live today from Catullo Prime Meats. Do we call this Boardman or Poland?
This is like Boardman, Poland, but you're on a butcher block. First time DOYO Live right here.
It's like, come on in here. Let's get a little bit close. See the logo over the background. Catullo Prime Meats.
Yeah, it would look nice.
So now, this is like a 1,000-year-old butcher block, by the way, because it's a little wavy. And does your butcher block have to have like some character to it for it to count?
So we filmed that commercial with American Express, right? It was pretty cool. They came in here and they looked at this block and they're like, how old is this? Because it's just like the grooves that have been in there. My grandfather bought it used in 1962.
1962.
It was used then.
I love it. So this is what we're going to get into today. We're going to talk about Danny Catullo and how he's built his Catullo Prime Meats empire based upon a legacy business in the butcher food industry, and has taken that to really wonderful places with his marketing efforts. Guy that I've admired for quite a long time, moving back to Youngstown, Ohio. Becky, thanks for dropping on by. I really appreciate it. So Danny, first of all, what I want to get into today, and it's a very serious topic of conversation. How is it that you and your family continue to support the Cleveland sports teams and live through the misery?
That's why I have this miserable beard. I'm not going to shave it until we win something. The Browns got to win a game.
Is this a playoff beard for Cleveland?
We need it. Yeah, that's what the Cavs have to give us all.
You guys, your family goes across all. You celebrate the entire portfolio. Browns.
Yep.
Cavs, Indians.
Yeah, and then we had this, stepchild that's Ohio State that I went to.
That's right.
That's where I learned how to do marketing at, and that, they just never lose. So then I came back to Cleveland. It's like, it's not like this all the time for me, guys. That I met in Columbus. Like, winning is special.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I know. I've got family members that just grew up with them winning games all the time down in Columbus, and I'm like, I lived through the ¡80s, and there was a time where like the Buckeyes would go 8-3, and that was acceptable or not acceptable, but you'd deal with losses. Anyway, to give you some context behind that, when I was down in Columbus, Ohio, your brother worked for me at a business that I was partnered in, and then as I've moved back to the area, got to know you and the work that you do. But tell people, because this is somewhat of a new audience, even though you were at DOYO Live last year. Tell them about Catullo Prime Meats.
Yeah, so, and especially what I've done with the marketing. So it's a third generation butcher shop. My grandfather started it. My dad and my uncle took that, and they were just moving forward. I mean, like in the south side of Youngstown, when they moved there in 1984 and actually became Catullo's from Gain & Price, I mean, they took a small little butcher shop and really turned it into a great family business. And when things were changing in the retail industry, my dad and my uncle and my grandfather, they knew great products. They had great relationship with the farmers. They understood their customers. But what was difficult for them was to be able to reach out in new ways to clients. And so that's one thing that I brought after I got home from Ohio State, was using digital marketing to be able to use already the same family values that we had at the store, but just bring them to more people.
So now you have this legacy business, and what was the conversation that you had with your grandfather, your dad, about saying, I'm going to go to online marketing to tell people my story?
I remember when we first were on Facebook, because Ohio State was one of the early schools that was allowed to be on there. And we had a fan page because you didn't have pages like we do now.
Right.
So we had this fans of Catullo Prime Meats that all my friends that worked at the store that went to Ohio State were part of. And all of a sudden we had like 1,000 people really early in this network. And what my grandfather and my father didn't understand was, well, how are these people potential customers for ours? How can they end up being apostles for us to tell other people what we have at our store? And so that was the conversations that I had to convince a bunch of old men into saying that this is the way we're going to get out to people.
And so obviously, it resonated with you very early on. Like, you looked at Facebook and something clicked.
Yeah, you know what I loved about Facebook, and then eventually using the other platforms like Instagram, Twitter, all the different ways that you can reach these customers, was people have a lot of stuff going on, and so you have to find intriguing new ways to be able to get your content in front of them. I wasn't using any different pictures than my father, my grandfather were using to show people the quality of the meat. It's just they needed to see him at different times than before.
And the medium changed, right? The platform changed. Like we went from the billboard to the newspaper to this is where people are connecting and making their connections with people.
For sure. And you know, for a lot of these people, they're looking for a brand, like a lifestyle brand that they can trust, especially when it comes to food to bring home.
Yeah.
And so if we can not only show them the beautiful picture of the steak, but our personalities, who we are, and the story behind the store, I think that it makes it easier for the customer to connect to us.
Danny Catullo, Catullo Prime Meats, visiting with us today on the DOYO Live Marketing Show. He's back on August 3rd for his second installment, giving another breakout session at DOYO Live. So how did the online world change your life?
I mean, it's you know, I went from my father and my uncle, they cut meats every day. That was their job. And they struggled with doing the back office work because to them it was really just counting money and depositing it and figuring out the bills and paying bills. But for us, the back office work is now Excel spreadsheets, pricing analytics, statistics, digital marketing. And what I love about it is it turns on a side of my brain that I wouldn't otherwise get to do if I was just cutting meat. And I love cutting and cooking meat.
So this is the humble side of the conversation, but really, when I say changed your life, talk about some of the national exposure that you got from Youngstown, Ohio by being out there on digital marketing platforms.
This is why everyone needs to understand its importance, because if I was not out there early, if I was not putting out consistent content, consistent quality content, little drips out there, if I wasn't doing drip marketing, then when FedEx ran their small business grants, I would never have won it because they would never have been able to see everything about our business because they weren't coming to Youngstown to check it out first.
Really?
Right?
They don't come knocking on doors?
No, they don't come knocking on the doors saying, who's doing cool stuff in Youngstown, Ohio? And every small business in a lot of towns our size can be able to get their voice out to many people. And those just open up opportunities for you. Win the small business contest, get the grant, get to do a commercial, get asked to do perishable shipping conversations all around the country.
And go out. So tell people a little bit though, just give them some context of what you did with FedEx, how you won the grant, and then that has obviously propelled you into some other business opportunities. But talk a little bit that because they may not know about the FedEx Small Business Grant.
Yeah, so the FedEx Small Business Grant is what we won the first year that it was out. And when we put that out there to get that, it was a digital marketing, social media contest, and you had to have a story and a video. So after we won that grant, we then started traveling all around the country talking about perishable shipping and specifically about how small businesses like myself have been able to grow with it. After we started doing that, there was other opportunities that I never would have had. Customers calling me and asking me, how did you do this? What are you doing? And that helped us create 2 new businesses. So I got Perishable Shipping Solutions, where we help small businesses ship their products all over the country, and FoodieCrave.com, where any gourmet food product can be able to upload their product online and sell it.
We're absolutely going to put that in the show notes. So FoodieCrave.com is your e-commerce startup. How's that going?
It's fantastic. It just connects me to not only brands that are local in Youngstown that have not had an opportunity to build their own website. It's very expensive. And instead of doing that by just like paying out 10% of your profit after you make a sale, it's an easy transaction, easy input to put your stuff out there and sell them online. But we're not only doing that with local companies, but we're putting them next to products that are national.
And how does that, so how does this happen for you without the internet? I mean, how do you connect with all these small and large organic high quality food vendors without this medium?
I just had Alaskan fisherwoman, right? She's a fishmonger. She sent me an email, a LinkedIn message, and said, "Hey, I saw your FedEx video." She had no idea about Foodie Crave, but she was just like, "Can you help me? I want to sell my Copper River salmon." And it's
amazing.
I love this
you never know where
ecosystem.
you never know where it's coming from. I mean, somebody sees it and then they call and you're perplexed because you're in Youngstown, Ohio, but yet you have somebody in Alaska that is wanting to have a conversation about business.
And this changes like your whole sales cycle. So now you no longer have to connect to your customer in a direct way by putting out content like this. And I don't care what industry you're in, it can backdated content that's consistently good will help you find customers later. So it's all about putting stuff out there so that in the future you can be able to grow your business.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Danny. That is awesome. So one of the things that we have going on with you right now is that we did an Instagram contest for the past week. We're going to gift, Danny is going to gift away a $100 box of meat, premium meat.
But not just meat, the Ohio gift box.
The Ohio gift box.
Which focuses on local, awesome Ohio farmers who I think are the best farmers out there. Really
right on, right? So we actually have a winner. You had to like, share, tag 2 people in a post. We have a winner.
It better not be one of my brothers. Because I know them. If it's Anthony,
it's random.
He's in trouble. Okay.
Yeah. So the Instagram handle is @Breakahall.
Ooh.
So Breakahall won.
Nice.
I have been in contact with email, so congratulations, Bree. You are the winner. She lives in Hubbard, Ohio.
Nice.
And then we have a second promotion going with Danny, and that is the fact that over the weekend, starting now, you can go to
CatulloPrimeMeats.com and you can go to foodiecrave.com. Both of them, 20% off. Use the coupon code DOYO.
Beautiful. So we're trying to drive some interest from that perspective.
Yep.
So after you did the FedEx, obviously you're a mainstay for what I would say for media coverage in the area when it comes to food expertise. It seems like the media is always engaging with you to have that spot. But on a much bigger level, you just did something with American Express.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so American Express and FedEx have partnered up together and have done a small business think big campaign, and it is about 3 small businesses that have used small ideas, their small businesses, and thought bigger than what they originally were. So we are one of the 3 people. So they came and filmed a commercial. They had 24 people in our butcher shop last week filming a commercial. It was pretty insane. Pretty insane.
Did you have makeup?
Yeah, I had an HMO, which I didn't realize was hair makeup outfit. Wonderful young lady on me the entire day. She had 10 hours of just making sure this guy looked pretty, and that's hard. She had the hardest job.
Are you a low maintenance superstar?
Yeah.
Like you weren't like I need the water chilled at like 42 degrees or.
Every time they were like, the talent needs to come here. The talent needs to come here. I could just see everybody in the background, all the butchers be like, oh, here we go. His head's gonna get even bigger.
Stop it, man. You're a humble guy and you know it. And thank you so much for doing this today. So one of the things I want to dig into too is just even more so than the marketing aspect. Yep. I see that you have kids, and some of your social media will include your kids obviously into that. They're here at the business. You grew up in the business. Talk a little bit more depth about what your grandfather started, your dad, continued to advance, and then obviously you're taking it to a whole another level. What's that mean for you when you bring your kid in, your family, and you celebrate this butcher shop?
Yeah, for me, I was that kid. And that was the way that I got to hang out with my dad and my grandfather. They worked a lot.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to be next to them, I had to be at the butcher shop, carrying their ice, helping them with stuff, cleaning up and everything. And so it connects me not only to my family, but what I think is the coolest part about being in a 3rd generation retail business is I'm waiting on customers that my grandfather waited on their grandparents or great grandparents. And I get to see generations of not only our family taking care of them, but we get to see generations of the people that we're taking care of.
Yeah.
And that's just really special.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I'll take this one step further because, just think about this for a second. How many cookouts that you're going to be present at this weekend without being present?
Yeah, and
you know what I mean? Like, your food ends up on that table, which is a pretty cool thing because as a family, especially my family, a big Italian family, we celebrate everything around food.
Yeah, we celebrate and we're upset. If we're upset, we still eat too. It's like every single little occasion is about food.
And you play a role in that. I mean, like you do. And you don't probably think about that. But
I think about that at most during like the holidays, like Thanksgiving and Christmas especially, when you get a note like on that next Monday, because especially now, it's not only just locally being on the table, but now nationally too. And so somebody that is in Florida whose grandma used to shop at the store when it was on Midlothian, orders a turducken to go down there and is able to connect with the same butcher shop that her family used to. And I love that. I mean, it's what keeps me going.
That is super cool. So, you got into the I'll call it food procurement. You ship food all over the
Yep.
United States. Recognize an opportunity that was out there. What are one or two pieces of advice that you'd give for the coffee shop, the restaurant, the food vendor that's out there that is kind of trying to figure this out along the way? You're going to give a talk at DOYO Live. You're going to talk a little bit about this, but what's some of the things that you advise to the people that are in your circle, in your industry, what they need to be doing?
Well, just talking specifically about food products and wanting to create a national audience for their food is, I think you have to understand the way that your brand's going to be represented nationally is going to be different than it is locally. I was very price conscious when I put things out onto our site from before, because the people from Youngstown that were looking at our prices were coming in and shopping. But I was having trouble going to customers in Boston and Chicago that were like, oh my gosh, this USDA prime beef is no way, it's prime, it's too cheap. But because it was priced for one way and branded for one customer, and then I went to go do it online the other way, and it wasn't necessarily branded for them.
Right.
So I think it's just like, understand your customer's going to be different, not just their income level. And I'm not saying that some people are cheaper, it's just like they're used to paying a price to come in and do it, right? But the people from Boston were like, wow, is it not $30?
Let me just speak frankly here. You're being delicate about saying that there's a Youngstown economy.
Yeah, there's a
Youngstown price.
Well, and you know what? It's a way that you represent yourself online. Like the family stuff is going to work with Youngstown, but I have to be cognizant about how I put my family on the pictures when it comes to being national. And so when you have a product, when you have a restaurant, and you're looking to create a line of something to go out, don't expect people to like you the same way that they like you inside your store.
No, that's exactly right. I mean, that's, from my perspective, one of the big reasons I've been asked if DOYO Live is portable, and outside of the name that already gets chopped up in my own hometown. Right?
That's so true.
DOYO. I had somebody the other day saying the DOYO conference, and I was like, that's a new one.
That works.
Which is amazing, as long as they're saying it. But I don't think it's very portable from my perspective, because we have 80-90% of the people that are speaking are from Youngstown. We try to support Youngstown-based businesses, and I get it. As you go outside of Youngstown, we really resonate with this story and the depth of the family. But really, when people are in Boston, they want to know that there's organic, grass-fed beef from the Midwest, which they love.
You know what's actually really cool about this area is, I don't think that our store would work in other cities with the same population. So the fact that we're able to do that in Youngstown just shows you how many people care about what they're eating.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're busy right now, like for Memorial Day, and we understand it, everybody's money's tight. There's a lot of different places to buy food, and going to independent stores, you don't always get the catch-all, get everything at the store.
Sure.
And people are making special trips to come see us, and we're able to support not only our family, but all the families of the people behind us. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's no doubt. And you want to get the best, you got to come to Catullo Prime Meats. I'll say it, right?
Thank you. I agree.
Come get the bacon. Don't buy all the pork belly this weekend, because I'm going to pick some up. I go nuts over it.
Same.
All right. And our timing's impeccable, because we really did want to come out. As you support the conference, we wanted to come out here prior to Memorial Day weekend. We're coming into grilling season. I'm going to kind of put you on the spot here.
Great.
So as we get into grilling season, we go through kind of a 10 questions with.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to build up, though, to kind of your food recommendations. You an early bird or a night owl?
I am a night owl.
Yeah?
Yeah, and an early birder. I don't like sleep.
Do we have a choice? Let's be honest. I don't think that we have a choice.
It's the only way to get things done.
iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
I have no idea why that's an important question. What's on your screensaver on your iPhone?
It is definitely a picture of Antonio doing the white water rafting, going down doing surfing things at the water park.
Sweet. Any books that you recommend that everybody read?
Industries of the Future. I forget the author's name, but it's really good. Yeah.
Industries of the Future.
Industries of the Future, yeah. I'll get you the author.
Wine, liquor, or beer?
More of a wine guy.
Red or white?
All red. Come on. Yeah, something that goes good with a steak.
I got done with a round of golf with a family member last year, and we sat on a back patio overlooking a lake, and he ordered up a Chardonnay.
Oh my gosh.
He kind of violated some serious man codes after that. We haven't let him live it down, obviously.
Thank you.
All right, here we go. Food. Ribeye, filet, or porterhouse?
Ribeye.
That was quick.
Yeah. Ribeye versus the world.
And
Ribeye.
why?
Because of the taut, robust, really intensely marbled part. Because it comes closer to the front of the beef, so they're
Okay.
using that muscle less.
Using
So
it
good.
less.
Yeah.
Marbled.
Tons of marbling, robust flavor. Yeah.
Now-
the top of the ribeye is my favorite.
We're gonna finish out the rest of the 10 questions, but quick question for you. So when I'm grilling this weekend, should I just reverse sear my steak? Should I revert, or should I just how do you cook your steak? Let's ask that question.
They're both fine.
Okay.
And they're both great. For things that come towards the hind, that would be like strip steaks or fillets. I prefer to sear and then go low after.
Okay.
For things that are coming off the front, and that would be like a ribeye, a chuck eye, short ribs, I prefer to reverse sear it. Go roll low at first and then pop it on fast to finish it off.
So this is why you get the world's best butcher to be at your marketing conference, because this is the food.
It's not really the only reason why I'm there is for my bacon.
To be honest with you, I've got Danny, who's an unbelievable butcher. We've got Bergen, who's got amazing cookies at One Hot Cookie. We've got Marissa Sergi, who's
Oh my
got
gosh, yeah, great
amazing
one.
red
Yep.
wine. If you haven't picked up on the theme here,
Yeah, it's just really a food conference.
yeah, exactly. So everybody, I appreciate you guys all dropping by with Danny Catullo. We're on 10 questions with Danny Catullo. Rare, medium, well done,
Oh, medium rare.
medium rare.
Yeah, I'm cool with also Pittsburgh rare too. Pittsburgh rare is really good.
Which is what?
That's burnt on both sides, but completely rare in the middle.
right.
Yeah,
It's like
charred- yeah.
still mooing.
Yeah, still mooing, but blackened on the outside.
Right.
Yeah, I like that.
Rap rock or country,
More of an alt rock guy.
which would be what?
Right now I have the Revitalist and Group Love on Spotify.
Guy's
Yeah.
deep, man. He's got layers.
Like Shrek, like onions. Layers.
Fridays for me are usually a hip hop Friday,
Nice. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Yeah.
and that's just it. That's all I got.
Yeah, when I'm running, I don't care. Whatever's on.
Cavs in 4, 5, 6, or 7.
I say let's-
And I know that you don't want to jinx it.
I
right?
say let's do 7. It's on Father's Day again. So we can make my dad cry for the second year in a row.
So last year, I don't know if this was going on in your neighborhood, but like we were all at a pool together at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and dudes were just like, I'm going home to watch the game, and people were like, whatever they did for those 3 games,
Yeah.
like I was by myself.
So
They're like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going home to watch it
yeah,
myself. Too.
if we went up to Cleveland, we took the entire
That's right, I
family,
saw
all
that.
the brothers, yeah. And my dad was up there with us, and so we spent Father's Day up in Cleveland watching it. And my dad was like, waterfalls, tears just going down everywhere. It was hilarious.
People in my neighborhood lost their minds.
Yeah.
They were shooting fireworks. There was
Oh, there's
champagne.
people hugging on the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So
We deserve that. It's been long.
without a doubt. All right, last question, kind of a confusing one. Would you rather have a dog's tail or a gift of flight?
Dog's tail,
Or a gift of flight?
flight. Yeah.
See, I would like to see those, like somebody's coming at me,
No.
the tail's wagging.
No. No. I never know what's coming at me. I've survived so far.
Listen, DOYO Live early bird tickets are on sale for $150 until May 31st. Use the promo code Facebook. You can come see Danny Catullo speak in person live at DOYO Live for the second time. We've got 15 breakout sessions. Our keynote, Deborah Jasper, is the CEO of Mindset Digital, speaks over 30 times annually, international countries. We've got at least 5 speakers that are speaking at meets over Memorial Day weekend. Support your local businesses, support your local butcher. Use the promo code online DOYO and you'll get
20% off.
20% off. I have a little gift too though that I want to get. So Danny's providing the $100 gift box. I'm going to match that because I want to see you get into this guy's email box. So if you don't know SEO Moz, Rand Fishkin's a really huge deal. They have a conference that is going on out in Seattle, Washington. Huge steak fan. Rand, if you and your crew are actually watching this or happen to see the replay of this, we're going to package up through Danny Catullo, Catullo Prime Meats, and Foodie Crave a $100 gift box of Ohio beef because I know you're a huge steak guy, and we're going to send that out to you here over the next week to your headquarters. Feed all the people at SEO Moz.
Love it.
In any case, everybody have a great Memorial Day weekend. pause for a moment to remember all those people that gave just so much. A lot of military people in my family that gave back so that we can all have our freedoms and do stuff like Facebook Lives. What they did was so much more serious than that, and we appreciate that. And we'll pause for a moment over the weekend and to reflect and appreciate everybody that served during war and peacetime. But otherwise, Danny, thank you so much for doing the Facebook Live today. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime. Appreciate all you do.
On the
man.
block for you.
Yeah. Take care, bud.